Well, here we go. I am live, and if you didn't, I said just turn the lights on. I always turn the lights on, but then when I use this phone, I can leave that on. I'm kind of staying right here. Um, so I didn't release a video yesterday. I don't remember if I did one the day before or not. I think I did, but it was like really late at night, so that's why I didn't remember. Um, so I want to talk about Battleground. I know a lot of people have been talked about it. You've probably seen all the people that talked about Battleground, but I actually got some predictions right. So, um, I don't know. But anyway, Ty Dillinger, I didn't actually watch this match, but I saw the highlight after, actually, I think the very next day, I, or I think that night I kind of forgot about the pre-show, and then I went and looked, and, and watched the clip, and, saw, saw that, Ty Dillinger faced Aiden English, and Aiden English won. Wow. Now, this is something I think that they kind of had to do to continue this feud as a lower card feud. And, just letting off fireworks over here. I'm just going to turn it off. Um, but I think they had to do it to continue. So, I don't know what that was. Okay. And that I think that's interesting. Aiden English got a win. So hopefully maybe, I don't know, I stopped SmackDown last night, finished SmackDown last night. So I don't know all the pre or the post things that happened. So I can't really talk about what happened on SmackDown. I did watch Raw. It was god awful. I didn't like it at all. Like, it was horrible. And some people liked it this week. It's like, I don't understand some people. I truly don't. Anyway. But the first match on the card was the Tag Team Championship. SmackDown's tag titles are on the line. The Usos defending the titles against the New Day. Crazy. This match was probably one of the best matches I've seen in the WWE in a very long time. I haven't seen a match that's been better. In such a long time. So I enjoyed this match, and as it went longer and longer, I'm like, whoa, 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 and it kept on getting better and better. So I was surprised at what they did and what they put on. And New Day won the tag belts, so pretty awesome. Usos lost the straps. Most likely there's gonna be a rematch between the two, and it's gonna be a good match because they've had a pretty good storyline. And when I first heard that the New Day was coming to SmackDown, I wasn't really into it because I turned the slide on because I thought it'd be better, but it's gonna turn off anyway. But when I thought when I saw they were coming to SmackDown, I wasn't really into it because I was like, they're doing pretty good. Like, and I thought the tag team division was okay at the time. I thought like they could do better, but it wasn't half bad, and they were getting there. They were eventually would have got there. And when they removed the New Day from Raw, I was like, oh, okay. And then it kind of got interesting when Revival showed up, It's like, well, take the New Day out of it. But, I mean, Revival could have did stuff with the New Day. And the Hardys could have went to SmackDown or something like that, But it's just interesting the way things, roll out. And, great match, though. Awesome match. And then I think we got, what was the next match after this? Was Baron Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, this match was really, really good, too. The pay-per-view overall was really, really good. Entertaining, I will say this. I think that the first two matches was awesome. Now, some of the endings were kind of funky, but then besides that, there was some really, really good wrestling that happened in Battleground. Shinsuke and Baron, they fought. They had really great chemistry, I think. And I think they need to continue this feud a little bit. Um, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if they. Because I think they have a plan for Shinsuke to probably beat him and take the briefcase off of Baron Corbin. I wouldn't be surprised at because of the great quality matches that they're giving, because it was really good. Like the match was really really good that they had. The only thing that people may disagree with is the ending when Baron Corbin mule kicked him and got disqualified, which I thought was an interesting choice that they that's how they ended the match. I thought it was really entertaining the way they ended the match. So um, I truly thought it was kind of a fun match, and in the end, you know, they had a knockout drag out match, and they didn't go the way that people thought they were going to go. It was a different kind of an ending because everybody thought it was going to be like a double count out or they were going to brawl. Most likely, that's probably what everybody thought. So interesting that they just kind of had a mule kick to end the match. So I enjoyed the match though. I thought they did a good job. Baron Corbin showed what he could do. Nakamura showed what he could do, and they put on a hell of a match. I mean, I think that, and here's the thing with, I think this goes for Joe and Nakamura. They're not afraid to get physical. And I think that some of the wrestlers that are not afraid to get a little physical, put them in a ring with each other. Because, I mean, I think Lesnar, that's what he likes about Joe. And I guarantee you that's why Corbin and Nakamura have so much good chemistry. Is you can just look at Corbin, he's that asshole in football that probably nobody liked because he had that big ego. And coming to WWE thinking, oh, I could do that. You can just tell that he wants to get a little physical. And Nakamura will do it. And I'm sure Corbin does it right back to him. Gets a little physical and probably does, he probably hits him too sometimes on that. I mean, being stiff is what I'm talking about. And everybody knows that Nakamura is known for it. He injured so many people at NXT, It's like, we're doing it. But I mean, he probably did in Japan too. I mean, he probably wrestled Shibata, and who knows what happened with that. It probably rubbed off on him, I think. I don't know, but I just think that some of these guys that we're learning about, that work good with each other, it's because they're allowed to get a little physical with each other. And I think some of them, I think Corbin and Nakamura work together, same as Joe and Lesnar. It's probably why Lesnar doesn't mind because, Joe may be a little stiff. Who knows in the ring? I don't know. I don't know if Joe's stiff in the ring or not. He doesn't seem like he's too much, but, who knows? Maybe he is. And we just don't realize it. Anyways, moving on. Shinsuke won by disqualification. I did see that post. Or no. Yeah, I did see that one post on SmackDown. They had a great match on SmackDown as well. Who won? I think I may have stopped during the match. Who did win? I don't remember who won on SmackDown. Yeah, I may have stopped during that match, but they were having when I stopped watching it, they were having a good match. Because I think I was watching that a little bit, and then I turned it off to watch, because I was ready to lay down for the night. So I just, basically was just done for the night. I was just, I'll stop this. I'll watch this some other day. But yeah, it was a good match on SmackDown as well. So pretty good. They went to commercial break though, like almost as soon as the match started. I don't know why they're doing that crap. It's stupid. I just rather them not do that. It's so stupid. Anyways, back to Battleground. Let's just go ahead and talk about the women's championship match. This match was interesting. I thought it was an interesting match. People probably don't like it because of the ending and who won. But I mean, it was a good story. I don't know how it's going to work, how the story is going to be. I'm not a huge fan of Natalia. She ended up winning. Tamina got out first. Lana, Becky was eliminated. And then Charlotte lost because kind of like basically like a kind of a turnbuckle. What is a turnbuckle? Anyway, a turnbuckle. Uh, a review. Or not a review. Oh my god, I'm so what? I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. Anyways, um, turnbuckle like a almost a turnbuckle bomb on the bottom rope. It's kind of what it was, but it was kind of like a cradle, and she did that and then basically pinned Charlotte. So kind of weird, but she did win. Charlotte eliminated, and Talia became the number one contender. Um, in an Natalia fashion, after the match, Naomi was in there ready to, shake hands and everything, and you could have did one or the other and something else. You could have either one, shook her hand, and then clotheslined her afterwards, or you could have straight out just, started to walk away and then turned around and just discus clotheslined her and knocked her out. You could have did that. That would have been a hell of a lot more entertaining than just leaving the ring and walking to the back. It's like, what? It's like, it is not that hard to make entertaining wrestling. Like, everybody talks about how Vince Russo was like the worst booker, but he was one of the best bookers in WWE history, having filters, Dude, it doesn't even take. Dude, you can put anybody in a WWE that knows pro wrestling and how it's supposed to be. A heel is supposed to do heelish things. And when they're in the ring, to make it more interesting, you got to do stuff. And I mean, it's not like it's something hard. Naomi didn't take any bumps. She didn't wrestle a match. So she could have did something after the match to at least let Naomi take a bump for the night. I mean, she could have, took a clothesline, for God's sakes. She didn't even wrestle the entire night. So, and then, even with that, you didn't even see Carmella. You didn't even see Carmella, which would have been hilarious if Carmella came down and cashed in her briefcase for SummerSlam, which I think still could happen. It still could end up being Naomi and Carmella and Natalya at SummerSlam for the Women's Championship. So, who knows? Or we could see Natalya get her shot before SummerSlam. So, would not be surprised with that, because I don't know if people were early. I don't really know if they're going to have Natalya and Naomi wrestle at SummerSlam. So, we'll see. Or it could be a pre-show match for the title. I mean, who knows? Pre-show is kind of... And here's the thing about the pre-show, which I don't really like, is that if you didn't know this, the pre-show is on the network, okay? You can watch it, okay? But I don't know if and how... Because I went back and checked on a few pay-per-views, like, from old, like a year ago, and they've improved their pre-show quite a bit. But it's the same old crap. It's basically a highlight reel. So it's no need to watch it. But the thing that I don't like is that if you're on the pre-show, let's say Battleground. I go back and watch this 2 years from now. Maybe Battleground has a spectacular match in 2019. AJ Styles takes on Samoa Joe in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Universal title. And it's a Raw pay-per-view now. I want to go check out the last 2 years of Battleground. When I start the pay-per-view, Aiden English and Ty Dillinger is not on there. I kind of wish that they would take the pre-show and put it with the pay-per-view. Because I don't think, and I could be wrong, and I'll look it up again, but the last time I checked, they didn't have the pre-show with the pay-per-view post, it happening. Like after it happens, like they keep it up for, it seems like, for a month or so, or a little bit longer, and they take it off. I don't know. I don't know. And one thing too is like, why would you want to watch the pre-show 2 years from now? Because they're going to show the exact same stuff at the pay-per-view. And now, if they didn't do that, that would be a reason to watch pre-show, to kind of put you back in the seat, back in the day, and figure out what happened. But yeah, I kind of went on a tangent. But the women's match was really good. Yeah. Then I think we got Mike Kanellis, and like I said, if I missed the matches, I apologize. I'm trying to hit all of them. Mike Kanellis versus Sami Zayn. I thought this match was decent. It wasn't nothing spectacular. It At this point, the pay per view was starting to go. I think the women's match kind of killed any momentum they had. To be just completely honest, and I don't think they had anything else. Because I think at this point, did they? I don't think they did the. I don't think they did Fashion Police yet. I'm trying to think what happened before the main event. Oh no! AJ and Owens was before this, but we'll talk about Sammy and whatever first. So I think what happened was the Fashion Police segment happened. There wasn't a payoff for the Fashion Police thing, which I thought was bullshit. And it could be Sanity, just because the way the lights were in the thing and everything. So who knows, Sanity may be coming up. And that may be why they postponed it, but I don't know. It could be anybody, to be quite honest. Luke Harper, Rowan's not on there. And I talk about this in my thing, like, I don't know if it's a club. I don't think it's a club because they turned them babyface. Like Raw, pretty much. So, I don't know, we'll see. But I didn't even see the thing about the club. I actually just watched Steven Larson. They talked about like they thought the club turned babyface. And I didn't get a chance to see. I fell asleep. I guess I missed a good chunk of it. So, but I mean that Monday Night Raw put me to sleep. I'm sorry. There was Finn Balor and Elias Sampson with a really good match, and the opening thing on Raw with Roman, Samoa Joe, Lesnar, and whatever. Braun Strowman. Like, that was a great opening thing. Like, that got me hyped. Elias Sampson, Finn Balor match was really good. Other than that, Raw put me to damn sleep. It was horrible. It was boring. Sasha and Bayley had a great match, but by the time I got to that match, I'd fell asleep, and I caught it right in the middle when I woke up. So you put me to sleep, and then I wake up in the middle of the Bayley, freaking Sasha match. It's like you kept hyping the match like 2 or 3 times. Then you putting on the stinkers in the middle of the ring. It's like you didn't get me excited. These commercials that keep coming on. I understand the whole. I'm so ready for them to say screw USA and go to the network. They need somehow to get away and make their money. And I do not understand why they have to continue to be on the USA Network, because it's just a pain in the ass, and the advertising is ridiculous. Like, that's what I think puts me to sleep more than anything, is that Queen of the South commercials, every single commercial is a Queen of the South commercial, a suit commercial, like the shows. And then you always get some stupid medicine commercial. It's like, it's the same commercials over and over again. If it wasn't that, I would be more interested. But it's like the same old commercials. Every single commercial. I could almost predict what commercials are going to be on every single commercial break. And that's stupid. It's dumb. Like, they should rotate them or something. Like, it seems like you get the same commercials every single time. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Raw, horrible. The way it was booked. Whoever booked that crap on Monday, horrible. Like, you had some good segments, but you had them spaced out so much that it was just horrible. It put me to sleep. I didn't see the Jason Jordan match. I'm like, did he even wrestle? And after I watched them, I fell asleep because it was boring. It was completely boring. Raw has almost become what it was a while back ago when I stopped watching completely, because it wasn't worth my time. Like, I would turn it on, and lately now it's just noise. I turn it on and I play on my phone. But anyway, back to Battleground. SmackDown, entertaining as hell. Um, Mike Kanellis, Sami Zayn. But like I said, once I got to this point, I think I was already kind of blown out, and I'm getting tired, and it's just whatever. Sammy went over. He wins against Mike Kanellis. Mike Kanellis, he won on SmackDown, so they kind of probably continue this feud. They'll probably continue it at least until SummerSlam, maybe a pre-show match, or maybe they'll finish the feud on SmackDown, or they'll build it up more on SmackDown, and probably at the next SmackDown pay-per-view they'll have another match. I don't think that they'll wrestle at SummerSlam really per se, because there's going to be too much going on. Um, I think there'll be too much going on. Now, if they want to make something more interesting, but they always pop ratings with it on SmackDown, is have some kind of number one contender match at SummerSlam for the title, so that they can challenge, at the next pay per view. I think they should do that more than doing it on SmackDown, because they did it with Jinder on SmackDown. I try not to go on these videos, but sometimes it's kind of hard. Like I said, once I turn the camera on, I just yawn for no reason. But yeah, it was an okay match, but I don't see. Here's the thing: I heard all this crap about Miracle Mike Bennett and all this other crap. Now he's Mike Kanellis. I know he has a funky gimmick. Doesn't mean he can't wrestle. So I don't know what's going on. Because I heard he's a decent wrestler. So maybe he's just a traditional wrestler. Maybe that's why he got called up so quickly, is because he doesn't really have that flash like everybody else. I have no idea. I'm still waiting to see some great wrestling from him. I haven't seen it yet. To be quite honest, I haven't seen it. Sami Zayn is a better wrestler than Mike Kanellis, in my opinion. And that's saying something, because I do not like Sami Zayn that much. To be honest, I don't really like him that much. So, if I like Sami better than Mike Kanellis, that's bad. That's pretty bad. Yeah. But anyway, before this, we got AJ Styles and Owens. Had a pretty good match. I think I kind of fell asleep just briefly during this match, but it was a good match. I think I just nodded off for like a minute or so, and I woke back up. And it was a really, really good match, except the ending was a bit funky, and I think that's why some people think that it was like what do you call that? An error, a botch. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Botch. And it seems that way. But I don't know, and I didn't watch SmackDown, so I don't know if somebody else won the title on SmackDown, or if Owens still has the title. But I'm assuming it's going to be AJ and Owens at SummerSlam wrestling again, and them just putting that all out there and having the best match they could possibly have, and just steal the show, because I think that's what's going to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if AJ wins the belt on SmackDown, and he defends it against Owens, and it's the blow off, and Owens goes off to do something else. I would love to see Owens versus Jinder. I think that'd be a good match, to be honest. But I think that I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Kevin Owens gets the belt. It was kind of like a roll. And the weirdest thing about this is, he rolled him up, and AJ's foot was against the ground, on the ground, as he bent back, and he just felt like he took the pin. That's what it was like. It was very obvious that he took the pin, and I'm like, what do you think? Okay, just naturally. Here's my thought. If it was a botch, and this is my only complaint with people thinking it's a botch. If AJ knew that the match was supposed to go on longer, maybe AJ got hurt, maybe something happened like that. That's why AJ just took the pin and they dropped the belt. Or maybe he thought he was injured. That's why he said, "Well, we need to drop the belt because I'm hurt," or something like that. Maybe that happened. That is one explanation. Number two is why I don't think it's a botch, is that if you knew that the match was supposed to continue, it doesn't matter. AJ has been wrestling, and Owens has been wrestling for 15 years or more. If you knew the match was going to continue and the count was coming, 1, 2. AJ should be kicking out like crazy. It doesn't matter what the referee is doing because they should kick out. Because even if, like, let's say Owens is this, he's going out there and he's pissed off and he's just gonna, and he grabs AJ by the head and when it goes to him, he said, "I'm pinning you tonight." And it's just like, no, you're not supposed to. And let's say legitly, Owens just wants to pin AJ and be the champion, and he doesn't care what the WWE thinks. AJ could still kick out because the way that they were positioned, AJ could have just pushed over Owens toward the referee and just could have got out and could have kicked out and then could have, I don't know, just rolled out of the ring and could have went outside and they could have brawled and ended the match that way. So I don't think it was a botch because it's just the way it ended was kind of funky and it was just really unsatisfying. Like the match was really good and it would have been better if they had a good ending, but poor connection. Okay, well, pour your booty. I'm in the living room. I haven't left the living room yet. Anyways, let's get to this before it ends. But yeah, that was that. No payoff on the Breezango storyline. Then we get to the world. Did I miss any titles? Did I miss anything? I'm thinking I missed the match. Why do I think I missed the match? Oh, John Cena and Rusev. Oh God, this thing was horrible. I fell asleep like 2 or 3 times during this match. It was horrible. John Cena wins, whatever. Everybody. Did anybody really think Rusev was going to win? I mean, really. But yeah, this is horrible. And I don't know if the AJ thing, if that was a botch, that's the only thing is maybe they have to go longer because of that. I have no idea. Anyways, so that was really horrible. That match went on forever, way too long. It didn't need to be that long. It should have been very, very small. They could have put another match in there. They could have had freaking Ty Dillinger or they could have put like Mojo. They could have put the Hype Bros versus the Ascension or something on there. Just threw an extra match on there and could have had this match be like shorter. You didn't have to bury Rusev. You could have a decent match. But yeah. Anyways, let's talk about the main event. So this was a really, really good main event. And I don't think anybody didn't think it wasn't going to be a decent match. And it was a decent match. They went out there, they told the story. And that's the best thing that I can tell you about anybody that does not like this main event. You are not a traditional wrestling fan. And WWE is a traditional wrestling company. They are not ever going to change that until Vince McMahon passes, and then we may see a change in the product. But that's probably not going to happen for a long time. And even when he leaves, I think that Shane and Stephanie will still have that ounce of traditional wrestling in their blood, and they will never get rid of traditional wrestling, all in all. So, if you don't like it, go watch ROH and shut up. Straight up. I'm tired of watching Joe Cronin all the time run down to WWE and saying it's a crap show. Dude, it's been like this for I don't know how many years. For 50 years, WWE's been doing this. Is that what they say in the commercial thing they used to have? So shut up. Go watch ROH. Go watch freaking GFW. Go watch all this crap wrestling that you say is the best wrestling in the world. I don't want to hear it. I turn on Joe Cronin and I want to punch him in the face because he's so stupid and saying wrestling sucks all the time. Like, why don't you be positive about something for once? I mean, you like pro wrestling. It's paying you. You're making money off of this business, Don't say that all of it is garbage. That's what you're saying every single week. I turn on and you're like, oh, this was garbage except for Sasha Banks because I want to lick her butthole. It's like, who cares? It's like, god dang, shut up. It's like, so stupid. Like, he just gets on there and, like, runs down to WWE. And I understand they do stupid stuff half the time. But it's like, when I watched Raw, it was a really good pay-per-view. I thought Great Balls of Fire was a decent pay-per-view, and he ran down that pay-per-view. It's like, what do you want? Like, you're not going to get a 5-star wrestling pay-per-view. It's not going to happen. Maybe, 5 years from now, they may be pumping them out because they'll know how to book a product, and they'll finally get some bookers from NXT that will actually know how to write the product in a good way that Shane, Stephanie, Triple H, and Vince are all happy with the product being put out, but whatever. So irritated. But this match was really, really decent. I liked the ending with Randy Orton climbing the cage and Great Khali's music hits. And you know, I didn't realize how close Great Khali and Jinder's music was. And is it the same thing? Because I don't really know if it is. It kind of sounded like the same, but maybe they rearranged the music or something. But Khali came out, and I was excited. I'm like, yeah. But I was like, I know he ain't coming back because he didn't. He looks kind of janky right now. So I didn't think he was coming back. So hopefully he's not coming back. He just did a one-off appearance, but. Really, really good to see Khali and back in the WWE, just doing a little short stint. Who knows? He could go in the Hall of Fame this year or something. He wasn't really like it was kind of more recent, but since they're in talks with him now, you know that maybe they'll get him back for WrestleMania and they'll put him in the Hall of Fame, you know, and have Natty introduce him and put him in the Hall of Fame this year. Maybe they'll wait a couple years, but I mean, I kind of think they want to induct people while they're still alive nowadays because like they missed the boat on so many wrestlers that I would love to hear Rick Rude's in intro into the Hall of Fame. I would love to hear him talk up there. I would love to see you know the Macho Man get inducted in the Hall of Fame. And he was alive, and they could have done it like a long time ago, and he should have been one of the first inductees when they started doing the live Hall of Fame people. But whatever. Moving on to Battleground, the main event. Like I said, good pay-per-view overall. The last main event, the match, pretty good. Where do they go from here? I don't know. I'm watch SmackDown probably tonight. Finish that tonight. And I'll let you guys know. Yeah, this has been Battleground. I reviewed it. I was trying to do it yesterday. Didn't really get a chance to get up and review it yesterday. My son was still here. He's out of town now, so now I can review stuff and all that. So if you like this video, do all that stuff down below. Anyways, I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I thought it was an entertaining pay-per-view. It kept me awake, other than like Raw. Put me asleep this week. They should just call it background noise wrestling. That's what they should call it because it's horrible. It's getting horrible bad. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. The review for Battleground 2017, and Jericho came out on SmackDown, so that's interesting. Anyways, later guys. See you guys later. Keep rocking. Keep watching wrestling. Later.